Hi guys, Bon here. Today we are going to be talking about what Boeing is up to and what you guys can expect for Boeing in the upcoming 1 to 2 months. And if you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It would really help me out. Good, so let's go. Okay, so let's start by looking at Boeing. And as you guys can see here, today Boeing had a whopping 11.3% increase. It is currently at $189. Like, boy, oh boy. I mean, just last week it was down to $170, and just in one day it went up by $20. So, what is going on, and what can you guys expect in the upcoming few weeks to a few months? So, the reason it's going up so much is because the Boeing 737 MAX set to begin certification test flights. So if you guys didn't know, the 737 MAX was the best-selling airplane that Boeing has released in a very long time. But the airplane was grounded last year because of 2 fatal accidents. And since then, Boeing has been trying its hardest to fix the problems and to be able to fly again. And just today, they are starting their recertification test. Reuters first reported the long-awaited certification test flights were set to start on Monday and expects to last 3 days. So starting today, Boeing's recertification test will last for 3 days, and today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, let's say that they pass all those 3 tests. Does that mean that Boeing will be able to fly and sell those airplanes again? Not exactly. The article says that after the flights are completed, the FAA must approve new pilot training procedures among their other reviews, and would not likely approve the plane's ungrounding until September. So that means that even if Boeing passes their test, their airplanes will not be able to fly until September. That is a good 2 to 3 months away. So they still have quite a long time until they're able to fly. So that was the reason why Boeing had such a big spike today. But after today, what can we expect from Boeing in the near future in terms of their stock prices and if they're going to be going up or going down? Well, in my opinion, there are 3 crucial factors that will determine if the stock of Boeing will go up or down in the upcoming 2 to 3 months. Okay, so the first thing that will affect the price of Boeing will be whether or not the United States can control the outbreak of the coronavirus. In this recent article from The Guardian, a U.S. coronavirus case hits new one-day high as states backtrack on reopening. The number of confirmed new coronavirus cases per day in the United States hit an all-time high of $40,000, according to figures by Johns Hopkins on Friday. So we thought that the coronavirus cases were gonna go down after the initial outbreak in late March and April. But it seems like we just hit an all-time one-day high record. That is pretty scary, because if that happens and it continues to trend upwards, that means that we might be facing another shutdown. So that is not good news, especially when we see that Texas and Florida are halting their reopening plans and they might be going back to reclosure. And the report says that Texas ordered the closing of all bars again and scaled back restaurant dining, in the biggest retreat yet by any state after business reopening. The move was quickly followed by Florida also announcing bars immediately having to stop serving alcohol. So that means that bars cannot serve alcohol. If bars cannot serve alcohol, what's the point of having a bar open? So that means that bars in Florida will also be closed. I know that in California, which is also not a very good state to be in terms of coronavirus outbreaks, the governor has ordered that LA County is ordered to shut all their bars down effective 2 days ago. So if the number of coronavirus cases continue to increase, that means that the Boeing stocks will likely crash. And that leads to the second thing that will affect the Boeing stock prices, and that is government stimulus. So the government has been on hold on releasing the second round of stimulus. Now, we can assume that if the number of coronavirus cases increase, that means businesses will probably have to shut down, and that means that we would have a high chance of shutting down again. And if that happens, that means that a second stimulus check is almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. Okay? But when can we expect that check? Well, if we go to Ballotpedia, we can see that these are when the sessions of when the Senate and the House is open. We can see that the Senate is not open in the first 2 weeks of July because they are on recess. The House is open, but The House already submitted their proposal. The proposal for the second stimulus check is now in the Senate, and Senate is definitely not going to decide anytime before their recess. And their recess is going to be the first 2 weeks of July, so that means the earliest rounds of decision on when the stimulus check is going to get approved or how much is going to be somewhere in the last 2 weeks of July. So what does that mean? And that means that, let's say that Boeing passed all their recertification tests for the next 3 days. Even if that happens, there's really no further good news for Boeing, because coronavirus cases are likely going to increase with the reopening of the country. And if that happens, then it's a very good chance that Boeing is going to go down even further. And the only news in July that can cause Boeing to rally up again is if the stimulus checks gets passed. And that won't happen for the first 2 weeks of July. So there's a very, very good chance that Boeing stocks will just slide down again within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And considering that Texas is closing and Florida is closing, California might be closing next, and considering those numbers, there's a very good chance that we could get some type of second stimulus check. Some type. I wouldn't say that it's the same as the first stimulus bill, but we'll probably get some type of stimulus bill approved. And that will definitely raise Boeing stock prices. Now, the third thing that will increase Boeing stock prices is the number of people that are flying in America. So if we look at the TSA numbers, we can see that as of yesterday, 633,000 people were flying yesterday. That is compared to 2.6 million people flying the year before. And as you guys can see, the numbers are growing at a good amount. I mean, 630,000 compared to 2.6 million, that is over 20% of the people flying again. I mean, that is a lot better numbers than what they were expecting like a few months ago, because a few months ago, there were only around 5% of the people flying. Right now, it's around 20%. So the growth is good, and the number of people flying is very, very good. It is increasing very, very well. Now, if we get a new wave of the coronavirus, then that means that all these numbers could go way back down again. These numbers will always be lagging the coronavirus cases because people buy their flight tickets like a few weeks to a month in advance. And if they are bought their ticket, then it's unlikely for them to cancel. So just because Texas and Florida closed their bars last week, it doesn't mean that these numbers will be any affected. But if these things continue, these numbers will definitely drop, or at least stay still. And we will probably see that within the upcoming few weeks. So here's my opinion on the direction of Boeing stocks within the upcoming few weeks to 3 months. Now remember, this is my opinion. Please always do your due diligence and don't always take my opinion as actual facts. Opinions are opinions. No one really knows how the stock market is going to react. And so make sure you do your own due diligence. Now, this is what I think is going to be happening within the upcoming 2 months. I think that Boeing is going to continue rallying for the next 2 to 3 days until the test ends. And hopefully they get a positive result. If they get a negative result, the stock is going to tank even harder. But if they get a positive result, which it's very likely that they would, if they get a positive result, it'll probably blow past 200 points. Afterwards, after the test, after July 4th, you have 2 weeks of almost no news of probably increasing coronavirus cases because July 4th, right? I mean, July 4th, come on, right? People are going to be traveling, partying, whatever, right? They're going to be going to the beach summer, July 4th. So there's a very, very good chance that the number of cases are going to increase like crazy. So from July 4th to July 17th, no real good news. So the stock is probably going to plummet down again. Now, when that happens, hopefully, the Senate can decide on the new stimulus bill. They can agree to vote, and then after that, they'll pass. They'll pass the bill probably the 3rd or 4th week of July. So Boeing stock prices will probably get a little boost from that. And then afterwards in August, there's no real big news. The only big news is their earnings, which we know that earnings will be very, very bad, okay? Obviously, Boeing's earnings will be very, very bad, but it might already be priced in, so that earnings is always a crapshoot. For me, during this time, I would never want to hold stocks through earnings because it could be very, very volatile. You have no idea how the market's going to react to these newses. I don't know. I have no idea if the stock is going to go up or down. Right? That's a complete crapshoot. But a major determinant on how Boeing will react is if the coronavirus cases will go up or not. If it stays the same or goes down, then that's good for Boeing. If not, then it's gonna tank like before. Also, I would just like to remind you guys that currently the S&P is on a downward trend, okay? As you guys can see here, this is the upward trend, which was very, very good. But now, currently, it is going down. So be careful with that. It is on a downward trend, and you would never want to bet against the downward trend. I know that for me, when it was going up, it was very, very scary. It was very, very scary to jump back in, so I just stayed out. But now, I would not bet against the trend. There are some stocks that go up when the S&P goes down, so invest in those. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today, and thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you guys like the content, please give it a thumbs up. It takes me a very, very long time to record and edit these videos, so if you guys could just give it a thumbs up, I would appreciate it very, very much. And if you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of August. I think I can do it. I need around 600 more subscribers. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.